Hey, good morning, everybody. Dirk Beveridge here, founder of Unleash WD, back for another Thursday LinkedIn Live, Unapologetic Live. Thank you so much for joining us. We've been missing a couple of weeks because I've been out speaking and consulting and training and facilitating think tanks for the last several weeks, and it has been an amazing weeks getting out on the road, working with you all in the same room. But I love the fact that we're together here for another LinkedIn Live. So thanks so very much for coming in. Come on in, let me know that you're here. Today, we're going to continue our conversation about 200 plus leadership lessons from Standout Distributors that came out of our We Supply America tour. For those of you new, I'm going to tell you about that in just a little bit as well. But today, we're going to have two fantastic guests from Wiseway Supply. And they were one of our 8 featured stops on We Supply America. Just amazing company, amazing people, great leadership lessons. And we got Bob and we got John, and they're going to share some leadership lessons that's coming out of their ebook. So come on in, everybody. I see you coming in. I can't wait. Today is going to be good. Come on in. Let me know that you're here, and we're going to get started in 2 minutes. Come on in. Good morning again, everybody. Thank you so much for being here for our Thursday Unapologetic Live. We got a great show for you today, where we're going to be talking to two leadership individuals from Wiseway, John Cain and Bob Bender, and I guarantee you it's going to be enlightening and fun and some great information. Come on in, say hello. Thank you so much for being here. Let me say hello to those of you coming in before we get going here. Travis, great to see you, my friend. I hope that dance was good enough for you. I love it. Hey, really good to see you, my friend. George, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Mr. Palmer, Mr. Sunshine himself, good to see you, my friend. Mr. Kennedy, you and me both are looking forward to learning from our good friend, John Cain. Brian Peters, man, I miss our interactions. I miss our working together. But man, it looks like you are doing great stuff. And yes, Brian, I think we're going to even talk about bourbon a little bit with Mr. Cain. So yeah. Thank you. Howie, really good to see you, man. I really loved the time that we spent together up at your facility last summer. Lucas, haven't seen you since Las Vegas. Great to see you, my friend. Angie, thanks for being here. I think you're on vacation. Hope it's all gone well. I think I've given you everything you need for June for being with you and your organization. Can't wait to be there with you. Greg, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Kevin, thank you for being here. Let's see. Ted Stark, look at this. Man, you're getting witty, Ted. Ted, happy Thursday to you. Welcome back. I'm really glad to be back. And you're looking forward to becoming wise. Wise way. Very good, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hello, hello, hello. And let's see, Trista, thank you for being here. So excited to hear from two of your leaders there, John Cain and Bob Bender. Me too, me too. Paula, great to see you as well. Al, great to see you. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for being here. Come on, keep coming in. Let me know that you're here. But we got to get going, okay? So today, we're going to continue our conversation about these leadership lessons from Standout Distributors that I had a chance to meet last summer and spend time with. Now, let me give you the backstory of where these lessons are coming from. Real quick, let me ask you a question, okay? Do you remember that moment when you knew that the pandemic, this thing called Corona, back in March of 2020 was going to change the world? Do you remember that moment when you realized it? I do. I was right here in this office. It was 10 a.m., Friday, March 13th, and I realized that the world was going to change overnight. We pivoted in a whole bunch of ways. And then remember 2 weeks to flatten the curve? And then that 2 weeks became 2 months. And then it became, we're entering into the second year. So during that time, I kept thinking, what am I going to continue to do to serve the businesses in the industry I love, wholesale distribution? So guys, going into that second year, I had the most brilliant idea of my 35-year career. Can you guys think about that time when you've had just that light bulb go off and you have that brilliant idea that you know how brilliant it is? Well, I had one of those. And when I got that idea, what I did is I drove about 12 miles to Wakanda, Illinois, and I walked onto the Camping World lot. And I bought that RV. Brilliant idea, just a brilliant idea. And gentlemen on this show, do me a favor, learn from my mistakes, all right? If you ever decide to go to Camping World and buy an RV like that, tell your spouse before you bring it home. Okay, that was a hell of a night for me, man. And that conversation's still going on, by the way. But I did. We bought that RV, and then I took it to a place called Sticker Dude in the Hills, Illinois, and we transformed that RV into what you see on this screen, the We Supply America RV. And then I took off on the Sea to Shining Sea tour to cross this country through 35 different states, 97 days, to champion the noble calling of distribution, And I visited these 34 different distributors, and I got to tell you, every single one of them has stories to tell, not just the businesses, but the individuals in those businesses, and not just the leaders of the business. Everybody in those businesses has a story, an important story, and something that we all can learn from. So for those of you that are new to this, let me just give you a little flavor of what the We Supply America tour was all about. In a world of social distancing, remote working, personal challenges, and business disruption, there are businesses with their committed, caring, and passionate professionals who kept America supplied. Distribution. It's much more than meets the eye. The pandemic shined a light on the imperative nature of supply. That light, the noble calling of distribution.
This is about patriotism. This is about the backbone of the American economy.
Yeah.
To be a part of helping you tell that story and to share some passion and enthusiasm for that, dude, that was cool.
The role that we play, especially during COVID, as essential workers, is making sure that we are getting the material that those contractors need to continue that growth.
These are the inspirational stories and lessons from across America. This is We Supply America.
I'll tell you what, I've never worked for a company that treats their employees as well as the Porter Boys do.
Yeah.
I mean, they treat me better than any boss I've ever had, including myself when I had my own business for 20 years now.
We're honored to have you, Harold. We really are. We're blessed.
I love it here. That's all I can say.
We love you.
It's all that backbone that you don't see.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Isn't that cool? I mean, the people I met, this great country that we have, the amazing business of distribution, the backbone of this country, as Bob Bender just said at the end of that trailer, and you're going to meet Bob here in just a bit here. Just an amazing opportunity I had last summer. And we're getting ready for season 2, so keep watching. We're going to be going out on the road in a few weeks, and I'd want you to be a part of it. So I'll tell you more about that as we go on. But as I went through this country, couple lessons. Number one, and we're continuing to talk about these. Number one, I came away thinking that business and distribution at its core, it's not about the products on your shelves. It's about people. It is all about the people. And we could talk about that. I also learned that leadership is changing more rapidly than any of us believe or can feel. I believe, here's a premise, I believe that we cannot be the same leader coming out of the pandemic as we were going into the pandemic. So one of the key premises that came out of that tour is that the very definition of leadership is rapidly evolving. Would you do me a favor in the comments? I know that's 60,000 feet, but at that 60,000 feet, does that resonate with you? Give me a yes, give me a no, give me a yes, here's why, give me a no, here's why. But at 60,000 feet, does that resonate with you? That the very nature coming out of the pandemic, we must be a different leader than we were going in. That's what I sense, that's what I feel. And by the way, we're about ready to launch what I believe is going to be a landmark study to prove or disprove this premise that I have. But let me share with you some of the premises that I have around this, the hypotheses, if you will, that the very definition of leadership is rapidly evolving. You see, I think leadership at a high level is evolving from controlling to what we're calling the noble calling of leadership. And then in between controlling and noble calling are a couple other stages. I feel, I'm learning that leadership is moving from controlling to managing to leading to this noble calling. And yes, we've talked about some of this in the past, but I think this fourth stage, this noble calling, is in fact new and what we need to have our eyes on. So controlling, this is when we were taught as managers in my generation, maybe, that the way we're going to manage and get things done in our business is by legislating productivity. It's by policing productivity. Hell, we used fear back then. That evolved to managing, where the manager's job was to maintain the status quo, get the day-to-day done, get the processes in place, and maybe look for that little incremental improvement. But it's all about managing what needs to get done. Third was then leading. That's when we evolved leadership to have that vision, to really develop that strategy, and to know that strategy needs to be iterated going forward. And coming out of this pandemic, from what I saw over my 97 days, I believe there's this fourth stage of leadership that we're going to be talking a lot more about in 2022 and going forward. And that's what I call the noble calling of leadership. We're defining the purpose and the impact that we are making as leaders and as organizations, as teams, the impact that we want to make, empowering individuals, and a whole lot more. And this is why I decided to take all these lessons from these 8 films and the 34 stops and to take them off of the film, if you will, and to put them into print so that you have another way of really thinking about where leadership is going. Because these thoughts came from the stops like I made at Wise Way Supply. So you can download these books. You see the URL there. You can download all of them. They're coming out at 2-week intervals. And I really, really love the leadership lessons that are coming out of them. So let me see here. What do I got next? All right. So if you don't mind, let's get to our guest today, learning from Wise Way Supply, one of our 8 featured films that you can go and watch on demand at WeSupplyAmerica.net from our tour. And I got to tell you, my stop in Cincinnati, Ohio at the distribution center at Wise Way Supply was so cool, so fun. I mean, look at the smiles of Bob Bender and John Cain. This is from I just stepped out of the RV and there they were to greet me. It was just a fantastic morning. But my God, they got me up early. I met their drivers at 6:30 in the morning. These 7 drivers were kind enough to be waiting for me when I pulled up, and we had fantastic conversation to learn about them. I even got to see John Cain and Bob Bender and others work behind the counter inside the will call, and it was just fantastic. Bob was kind enough to barbecue a lunch for us, and that was the beginning of it. I got a chance to meet some of the customers throughout the entire day, and all of that has led to the episode you can stream and all these leadership lessons that we've put together in the ebook that you can download for free that you see on the screen. So let's bring in 2 great leaders from Wiseway, who, by the way, is celebrating their 50th anniversary. I think they hit it this month in March. I'll ask John about that. So with that, you guys, let's bring in John Cain, the president of Wiseway Supply, and Bob Bender, the VP of Electrical for the business. And John, Bob, good morning. Welcome, guys.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's awesome, buddy. I'm fired up. Let's do this thing.
I love it. Thanks. I know there's a little delay there, guys, so thanks for working with me on that. So, John, let me start. Can you just introduce Wiseway to us? And 50th anniversary, congratulations, man. It's a hell of a milestone. I'm really proud of you and your team, and congratulations. And tell us a little bit about Wiseway and this milestone, please.
Well, my dad was a home builder and used to have to drive a long way and for his materials, and decided in 1972 to open up a plumbing and electrical supply store in Florence, Kentucky. It was a relatively rural community back then. And here we are 50 years later. And we, in fact, this next month, April, we'll open our 10th location in a suburb of Dayton, Ohio. But we serve Central Ohio to Central Kentucky. And we are just so fortunate and blessed to have a tremendous team that really is Wiseway.
Yeah, no doubt about it, John. And you talk about you being blessed, but I got to tell you, I think your customers are blessed. I think your suppliers are blessed. I think your local communities are blessed as well, because I know you give back. In fact, Bob, let me go there. This wasn't on our agenda, but let me go there. I know the support that over the years and even today that your company and the leadership provides to the local communities. We talked about that on camera. Can you just give us a little indication of the goodness of Wiseway Supply?
Yeah, absolutely. While we're a small business, if you will, we believe you have to impact the community that you operate in. And John and his family have definitely stepped up to the plate in that arena, whether it's serving on various community boards or getting involved with local charity organizations. As you mentioned in your opening, Dirk, it truly is all about the people, and the people are the community that we serve, not just our employees,
You bet. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. And all that is part of this amazing story that, we're striving to get out there with We Supply America. We talk about the noble calling of distribution, and I think what you just described is absolutely noble. So thanks for sharing that. So guys, do you mind if we roll up the sleeves just a little bit and get into some of the leadership lessons that I pulled out of our visit with you? And, one of the things Bob, you just talked about it again, is, this is about people. And I have this premise that the businesses I walked into, including Wiseway, it's more than, as I said, the products on the shelves. I really saw businesses that are platforms for the personal and professional growth of people, right? The growth and development of people. And on page 7 of the ebook, and everybody I'll show that to you in a little bit. Bob, you talk about fueling the fire. On page 9, John, you talk about the deep bond and caring that you all have at Wiseway. And I'd like you to comment on that. But before I do that, let me give everybody a little snippet of what we're talking about here from the episode where, Bob, you and I just got done talking with a couple of warehouse associates. We turned the corner, and you're talking about some of your driving vision of working with the people of Wiseway. So here you go.
It's young kids like that, we gotta have them, Derek. We got to have them.
So-
and a kid with compassion and passion. You know?
Passion, yeah.
Just like, I want to do what's right. Our job as managers is to fuel that fire. You know, don't squelch the fire, fuel it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing this 35 years, and probably that's one of the most satisfying things for me is helping people grow.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Love it. Love it.
Bob and John, I got to tell you, that just sticks with me, man, for so many reasons. The way, Bob, you talk about your employees, right? These young individuals that are driven with passion. They have compassion and passion, and you see that, and you respect them and the dignity of what they do. Then you talk about the coaching and the growing of individuals. That's what you love to do. Can you just give me, Bob, some more insight into why you are so driven to, I'll use my word, hug your employees and help them grow and develop? Why is that so important to you, bud?
First off, I'm passionate about distribution. As I said in the tape, it's the backbone of this country. And some people take us for granted, if you will.
You bet.
And we got to change that perception. But going back to the individuals that I have the pleasure of working with on a daily basis, my job as a leader is to give them the opportunities to grow, both professionally and personally. And a lot of that comes with maybe challenging folks that, you know, I see something in them that maybe they don't see in themselves. But as a leader, I believe it's my job to pull that out of them. And I try to really challenge the staff to be everything they can be. I think that's critical to distribution survival.
Yeah. Bob, what agreed, right? For distribution survival and for the, what is it? I hope I can articulate a question here, but when you said maybe seeing them something they don't see in themselves, right? I heard that a number of times on the We Supply America tour, and I'm hearing it again today. What is it about a leader's ability and drive and desire to look that deeply, that closely at the individual, at the human being, to see that there's untapped potential that you want to nurse out of them, that you want to challenge out of them? Yeah, I don't know if there's a question in there, but I love your comment.
I think so. I think some people, you know, whether it's they get comfort in what they're doing, their day-to-day tasks, and they get nervous about stepping outside of that little comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I think as a leader, it's our job to maybe give them that little nudge, and maybe it's not so much a little nudge, maybe it's a big shove that, hey, you can do this. You know, I've got your back as a leader. I'm willing to help you, mentor you, train you. You can do this. Give them that self-confidence and you know, fly, little bird, get out of the nest kind of thing.
I love it.
You know, I think that, you know, there's a saying, more is caught than taught. And I think a lot of people, as they're raised, aren't necessarily their expectations aren't set to be something, to try and step out of that comfort zone and to be a leader. And often I think that is left to their employer. Yep. And Bob has done an awesome job of setting an example for that in our company, because it takes a great deal of trust on the employer side and the manager side to help push them into those roles. But at the end of the day, nobody's living or dying based on a mistake we make.
Yeah.
So it just, and I'm a recovering micromanager, and it was really hard for me. But as our company's grown, if you want to continue to grow, you've got to trust that more. And Bob and several others on our executive team have done a great job at that. Yeah,
I love it. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. And you use the word trust. I'm also going to use the word bond and caring, right? Because coaching and mentoring is not easy, right? It would be easy to let somebody remain in their comfort zone. But when you see something in them that there's more, to coach, train, and challenge is hard. So, John, you talk a lot in the ebook and in the episode about the deep bond and the deep caring of the individuals at Wiseway. And I think that ties into this growth and the like. Can you share with me your philosophy, the family philosophy about the bond and caring, and dare I say, because I love, throughout Wiseway and through these amazing other independent family-owned businesses that I've met?
Well, I think that's the essence of the culture of most family, privately held businesses.
Yep.
You know, we're not driven by quarterly financial reports and short-term decisions. We view the and we realize that as a relatively small employer, you know, you can go to work for a super large national or Procter and Gamble or somebody like that, and there's better benefits and stuff. But when it comes to the culture of a family-owned and operated business, there's so much flexibility. And our company, family is always first. There's never a question. And I think people know that. And I can tell you, I don't know that I've ever felt taken advantage of because of that. We have the ability to make decisions based on the individual, not just broad brush policies that can have a negative and chilling effect.
Yeah.
But there's often a lot of times that we as a company and all the managers will want to do things, whether it's simple things and provide extra time off if somebody's going through something. I mean, there's just some dynamics that a small family held and even a large family held business can do that sets the cultural tone.
Yeah, I love it. You know what? If I can, I'm going to digress just for a second, because what you got me thinking about 15 years ago, guys, I had a chance when Secretary Rumsfeld was the Secretary of Defense. He invited me to be one of 40 individuals to spend a week immersed in the U.S. military. And so we spent time at Guantanamo Bay, Colombia, Honduras, Key West, and the Pentagon. And I met all these amazing people who wear the cloth of our nation. And I got to tell you, I left there saying the military is a hell of a career for young people. If you want to get in and you want to grow and you want to develop, man, that's a place to get responsibility fast. As I'm listening to you, John, as I'm listening to you, Bob, I'm thinking, you know, compared to the Procter and Gambles of the world that you talked about too, where you can become just a number and get caught in this bureaucracy and you got to fight to be seen and the like, that goes through my mind that, you know what, these independent family-owned businesses that you're talking about, if you want responsibility, if you want to grow, if you want to make an impact quick, there's a hell of a place for you in these businesses. Agree, disagree? Any thoughts on that? Bob?
I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I agree 1,000%, Dirk. I mean, it is, there's opportunity galore within distribution and within small family-owned companies.
Yeah, love it. Okay, guys, thanks. So if you don't mind, let's go on to the second conversation that I would love to have with you. Guys, there's a myth out there that I think is propagated unnaturally. That's not the right word. Unconsciously sometimes, that, you know, people sometimes want to say that the middleman doesn't add value, right? And they add costs and all that. And I think we got to obliterate that head on and attack it. In one of our webinars coming up, we're going to do that. But guys, when I spent time with you all, you really talked about, you know, leading from the middle as the middleman, as that distributor. And I'd like to talk about that and get your input. And to set that stage, let me show a quick clip, John, of you and I discussing that in your warehouse right before you gave me the bourbon tasting. All right, here you go.
When you think about We Supply America, and when you think about what we're attempting to do, champion the noble calling of distribution, what does that mean to John Cain?
From this side of that statement, you know, we have a lot of competition, and I think in today's world, everybody thinks Amazon, but I think they really don't. That more than anything reflects their lack of knowledge about what makes America tick and what role distributors play. because really everything the consumer ends up with has been touched by a distributor, probably.
Yes.
And I mean, whether it's your food or your auto parts or your furniture or your electrical goods.
Yeah.
So the backbone of America, the importance of what it is you guys do, you know, John, I would just love for you to add to that, if you don't mind, you know, the importance of distribution, the backbone of America, and the nobility of what you do to keep this country and your local communities moving forward.
Well, I think distribution in general helps keep costs down from the standpoint of we buy in bulk and break it down to smaller quantities to deliver to people. But we also work on things that help our customers save money, and ultimately that finds its way into the building that's being built.
Yep.
If we can set up a logistical process that'll help them be more efficient, that it ultimately helps the process helps the building process be cheaper.
You bet.
There's nothing we sell that can't be bought somewhere else. We don't have any intellectual property in the goods, but what happens when something comes into our building and when it leaves, by the time it gets to the end user, the installer, there's a lot that goes on that sets us apart from the Amazons of the world.
You bet.
That are just pick it up and put it down.
Yeah, you bet. John, thank you. I appreciate it. Bob, you know, that expertise that you all deliver, can you just share your insights on that for me, please?
Sure. A couple of comments. One, you know, you look about the supply chain and the disruptions we've had in the supply chain. Take a step back and think about what that would be without distributors.
Well said.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you think some people think it's bad now? You remove a distributor out of the equation, you ain't seen bad.
Right. Well
in my opinion.
Well said.
So I think that is a critical role that distribution plays, is that, you know, we keep goods moving throughout this country.
Yep.
With our inventories and so on and so forth. So I think that's a gigantic role that distribution plays. The other role, as you alluded to, is our expertise. We have the abilities as a distributor to understand that end customer, and we're kind of like the translator between the end customer and the manufacturer.
Cool.
We take that information and we digest it down to what a manufacturer can understand in order to get their product from their manufacturing facility to a job site.
Yes.
And that is the expertise in a nutshell that distribution plays. I mean, we do all these other things, but you know, the biggest thing we do is keep that product moving and getting it to the installation site.
Yeah. I loved the analogy of the translation. I'm not sure I've heard that before. So you furthered my thinking there. I appreciate it. Guys, this is fantastic. We're running up against the clock. You know, there's so much in the episode that everybody can go watch on demand at WeSupplyAmerica.net, the ebook that I'm going to walk you through in just a little bit. Guys, in closing, you know, we're about ready to go and launch season 2 of We Supply America. I had the opportunity of spending a day with you all, and we're going to go across this country again from sea to shining sea. We're going to meet 8 more to create these documentaries about, and then, you know, stop at 34, 35, 50 others across this summer to create an experience for the employees and all that. Can I just ask, you know, what did it mean to you, your employees, for We Supply America to come, you know, to Cincinnati, spend the day with you, take these lessons, share them with everybody else, and would you recommend it to others in distribution?
Oh my gosh, it was the best part about it for me and most of the team, I think, is that it was an outsider's look at our culture. Often culture is something you feel and it's hard to describe. But Dirk, you did such an awesome job and I remember when you wanted to talk to some people and you kind of shooed me away. And you know, that was great. It was really great because you took away any chilling effect might have had on the people not willing to say what was on their mind. but it was really great getting to see our culture and see it portrayed and how it was perceived by those on our team. So you really did a great job at that.
I appreciate it. I loved every minute of it. Every minute of it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would echo John and add, I think what We Supply America did for Wiseway is really demonstrated to every employee in our organization what they do every day matters. And I think those folks really got the message of the importance of them, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense.
They are important. Without them, none of this stuff happens.
You bet. You bet. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I left Wiseway and so many other places, as I say, with a full heart and an expanded mind. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. And thank you guys for your time here. And thank you for allowing us to share what we learned ongoing to move other businesses forward. Guys, thanks so much. Really great seeing you again. And again, congratulations on 50 years. What an amazing milestone. Thanks for being with us, guys.
Hey,
Thanks,
Dirk.
Yeah.
In the words of you two, it's a beautiful day, buddy.
It's a beautiful day. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got to rock out a little bit, Bob. All right.
All right, man.
Be well, you guys. All right. Go elevate. Go elevate. Where the streets have no name. All right. We'll see you. Thanks, man. Oh, guys, fantastic. Hey, would you do me a favor? Just let me know what you think of Bob and John in the comments as I show you what we've got for you here. Guys, so when you go, and I'll give you the URL again in just a little bit here. Let me close that. How was that there? So, yeah, you can't see that, I don't think. Okay. So here I'm online. You'll download this PDF, and you'll get an email or letter of introduction how to use this book there for you. I'll set the stage. You'll find out here the 7 ethos of the noble calling of leadership, how leadership is changing for you. And then throughout the book, the way we've designed this is we've taken these leadership lessons and insights, and we've taken the quotes and we've put it there for you, and we've used icons to let you know which of the 7 ethos it relates to. And I don't know if you're like me, man, I always have a highlighter with me, and I have a pen with me, and every one of these quotes is a lesson, is an insight that can spark an idea for you, for your team. And so there's a part over on the right where you can capture those notes for you. And I really encourage you to go ahead and take a look and download that ebook. All right. So that ebook is there available for you. I received an email 2 weeks ago from a gentleman who downloaded it, and Jim said, Dirk, I just went through the first ebook. What a gold mine of ideas and thoughts. I like the format that you're using, he says. I can't wait to read the other ebooks as they come out. So again, these are quick reads. They're ideas. They're designed to spark ideas and thinking for you about your leadership, about your culture, about your people, about the expertise you deliver, and the like. So go ahead. You can download it at the URL that you see there on the screen. Okay, you guys? So real quick, here are 3 ways that I think you can use these books when you download it. Number 1, as self-reflection. I was sitting in front of the fire last night with my yellow or pink marker and pen, and just going through them, and it sparks ideas for us. Get your team around a table and have every person at your next team meeting bring one quote from one of these books, from this book, from Wiseway. One quote, one insight, one lesson to the table, and what it means to them, how it sparks an idea for them. I guarantee you that meeting will explode with ideas. And then obviously for your business and in your strategy to challenge the status quo. And then use it with the films that are available to you. So here I am on the We Supply America website at wesupplyamerica.net. And if you go up here to the episode, you can scroll down and learn all about We Supply America. By the way, our new website is launching on Monday, April 11th, and you're going to hear the story about We Supply America. I'm really excited about it. The resources that are available to you coming on April 11th are amazing, all free, all for you to better yourself and your businesses and your team. April 11th, mark it down in your head, on your calendar. the new website's coming out, and you're going to be able to raise your hand and say, hey, yeah, Dirk, come by our place and let's create an experience. But when you come here, you can scroll down and you can find the episodes here. For Wiseway, you can go here and you can click there, and right there on the website, just go right to that site and start clicking, and you can start watching the film as you're going through the ebook as well. So I really encourage you to do that because it's really, really a powerful tool. Okay, guys? Again, this is book 5 of 8 that is coming out that's available for you. So what I encourage you to do is go to that website. Did I go to the right place? Go to that website, and when you go to the book, what you will do is you'll come to here. When you come to, this URL, WeSupplyAmerica.net/ebook-series, you'll come to this page, and very, very quickly, just sign in once, and you'll get access to all 8 books when they come available. Sign in, you can scroll down, you'll see the different books. Porter Pipe's book is available, Granite Group's available, Hill & Marks is available, Hovis is available. As of today, Wiseway is available. The next 3, Indiana Oxygen, come in April 27th, Benco Dental May 18th, and Great Lakes on June 1st. So, yep, go ahead, just sign in there, and when you do that, you'll immediately be brought to this page where you can download all of the books. Okay, guys? So I really hope that you take advantage of that. So that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think real quick. Tell me what you're thinking. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Let me see real quick what some of you are saying here. Let me pull up. Yeah, so Tom, thank you. You say we're blessed with the folks at Wiseway, and Craig agrees. Absolutely. Greg, I love what you say here. Coach folks to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Thank you for the ad. Building upon it. Thank you. Greg, thank you. Looking at John and Bob here. Great, humble leaders. I would agree. And man, I so appreciate them being here. Tom adds to that. Tom says, John and Bob, they are great gentlemen. Wish all folks that we supply product to were like them. So John and Bob, I see you guys in the green room. You touched a lot of people, not only today, but ongoing. So thanks so very much. Guys, thanks very much. So a couple things real quick, then I'll let you go. April 11th, put it in your mind, our new We Supply America website. This is when we're, in effect, launching season 2. And I'd love to talk to you about either being one of those 8 distributors that we'll feature and build a documentary series around, and or I'm just going to love the 30 to 50 that we're going to stop at in June, July, and August to create these experiences for your people and the like. Everything's available for you at WeSupplyAmerica.net. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday, and we'll see you elsewhere. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.